All right, got it rolling. So this is actually the first time today. This is the second time today that I've actually even looked at the markets, and I hadn't looked at them since we had the webinar last Monday because I literally didn't even want to look at the charts, and I was really focused on getting the video and everything done, which I'm hella hype about this dang video. But one thing I wanted to go over, and this is what I was talking about last webinar and the week before, was Euro JPY. This line right here, this buying line. Um, this is the cross that I was talking about. The daily with the daily buyers and the cross of the monthly right here, which is this is the monthly that was once the selling zone is now the buying zone. And obviously you guys can see Euro JPY flew all the way up. It came back down into the range, and then you look at this buying zone here, and you see that price rejected it. It came down for a second touch in that zone, but there's also a buying zone here. But then there was a third touch right there, and this is the three touch rule to infinity. But if you look at the zone, this is what I was talking about. It literally crossed it almost perfectly, like all at like the perfect levels. And hopefully any of you guys that was actually watching this and looking at this capitalized on this, or is still capitalizing on this, because this is a beautiful buying zone, and this is going to be some type of breakout that's going to happen with this because of all this price that's been going on here. And you just look at all of the buyings, the buyers, they're still there. All the buyers are still there. Everybody is still there. If price comes back down again, guys, even if price comes all the way back down here, still a buying zone. All this area is still a buying zone. And Euro JPY is one of the ones that I wanted to outline. I know that there was a buy stop on Euro JPY area. I was looking at like 130.800, and price went all the way up about 20 pips to the upside, and then came all the way back down. Price wasn't ready to go up. It just immediately came back down. And then as you can see, there's a selling zone here, and then there's a buying zone here, and it seems like that this buying zone is a much better engaged zone than anything else. And so looking at this, and these are the things that you want to go through, you want to look at, you want to make sure that your chart is marked up. When you're not looking at things, when you don't have anything set up right there, you can see where the buyers are, you can see where the sellers are from just looking at price right there. If you pull off the daily and you look at the daily zone, you know what all you're doing in trading, all you guys are doing whenever you're looking at these things is you're finding in your system that you've created, right? In the system of buying and selling, whatever that is with Fibonacci, if that's an indicator, if that's support and resistance, whatever that system is that you've created, it's now going to be up to you and how you follow the system to create the kind of results that you want. Because all of you guys have the goal, you have the mindset, you're on the webinars, you're doing the things that you need to do, but now it's all about the system and following the system. That's going to be one of the biggest things, guys, in helping you create the kind of income that you want and create the lifestyle that you want, is following the system and being able to take your eyes, look at the market, and see where the buyers and sellers are, and just trading the proper risk whenever you do the trades, not going too high on your accounts, not trading too low, and just following the system at the end of the day. And so looking at this and just outlining this is a super easy setup on the eyes. There's obviously hadn't been a breakout to the downside. It looked like a great sell, and then it was coming down at the buying zone, and then it was back up in the selling zone. And it's obviously a market that is rewarding consolidation traders or scalping traders, people like that. And whenever you look at this outline of the zone, all you guys are doing is you're just simply outlining the zone to where buyers and sellers are, right? And this zone right here, I'll just say this one it's not really the focal point anymore. That line doesn't really matter. It's more this line here. and this line here. These are pretty much the lines that matter in the market, and this is the buying zone off the level. Things can change at any time. This, to me, it looks much more bullish than it does bearish. Why? Because we have these buyers now. These are the daily and the weekly buyers right here. And look at the attempts to break this trend. It could not break it. Do you see that? And do you see how the market gives you an even better place for entry when you just listen to it? And then you can see where the buyers then engage. They engage right through here. This is where they begin to engage at now. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. It's just about following your system. When you're trading trends, when you're trading the fibs, when you're trading the support and resistance, is about following the system. Another one I know some of you guys were looking at was gold. And you look at the markup on gold. This was pretty much the level that I had. And this one doesn't look as easy on the eyes anymore to me. I could see a solid selling zone through here that looked like it wanted to go down at levels. As you've seen, this is what the buying zone I told you guys about that was going to be the next place of buying zone where you could probably start to look at buying. And as you see, the first time it touched that line, it went up like 100 pips off that line. But it's not had any other kind of reaction to that after that, because there's things that go on in the market where other buyers, other sellers, they begin to engage. This is an M top right here. That's what this is. I'm going to shift it back over to the 4-hour chart. That's an M top here. Now you have to deal with major sellers off this line right here. This is a shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern. You have to now deal with a bearish setup. There's all these different factors that can begin to come into play into the market. And what is going to lead you to the kind of income that you want is following your system, following your stop loss rules, following your entry strategy, following your exit strategy. Looking at these things, this is what this is. If you have a entry, watch how simple this is. It's not hard. We just tend to make it hard. You look back at this, specific trade. Let's just go back here and look at this. Okay. If you look at taking an entry off the bottom of this line right here and looking at this, with this stop loss and this take profit, you come back down to a 3-to-1. It's a helicopter or something. I did not see this helicopter. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Let's say this thing is directly over my head. You look at this and the way that the setup is. Look at the line. You don't even have to pay attention to the stop loss, how big it is, how many pips. It's 60 pips, right? Don't even worry about that. Look at the setup and where you would enter off that right there at that line. Is it 3 to? Yes. Okay. No. Okay. Now let me pull it back up. Let me pull it up to there. Will that stop loss work? With that exact, does the market hit that? No. Does it go to that point? Yes. Okay, well then that's touch number 3. Okay, what about this? That's touch number 2. This is touch number 3. Look at that. Boom, boom. So if you look at the same thing and you pull it back over to this, guys, and you do the same thing, this is the same exact setup. This is the same stuff. It's no different. The market has never broken this level past that point of stop loss. So when you look at this, you have to understand that it's just about taking. And I'm seeing some of you guys tag me and stuff on Instagram. I'm seeing some of you guys text me messages and send me stuff. And you guys are in flow. You're in connection with the market, right? You're one with the market. That's why I have you guys type that every single time that you get on this webinar. That's what you have to type. It's not just you typing something. It's I'm wanting you to actually become that. I'm wanting you to actually be that. That's what you're being, right? You guys were on the call yesterday about the being and becoming and the things that I was talking about. It's all about the now. It's all about the moment right now and what you're actually being, right? The life that you want to create is right now. It's not down the road. It's exactly in this moment. And when you get to where you understand that, then you're being that in the moment. And then when certain things appear, certain material things, certain travel destinations, certain income and different things like that, you got that by being that, right? When you're in this industry, when you're doing these kind of things, that's the way that you attain those things. So when you're looking at the market and we're doing these things and you're looking at it, all it is just simply about the reaction. It's simply about the being, right? That's simply what it is. He's probably on here. Yeah, Sebastian, he's on here right now. I look at this example as a trade that that he had done the other day. Let's see. It was, I just want to point this out because this is important. He did a buy off of this level right here. This is where he did a buy at. Okay. And I did a sell right here, right off the tip of this touch right here at 1788. That was my sell. And he did a buy right here. Okay. And I just remember him sending it to me. This is why I know this. So I'm just pointing this out. I want you to understand I'm teaching you guys the skill. I'm teaching you guys the system. Easy way to see why someone would do a buy here. Rejection candle. Another rejection. Another rejection. So what you're doing is your eyes. They're the weapons. They're the tool. You're like, oh, okay, well, if I buy off these wicks right here, all I got to do is put a stop loss like right there. If I can extend my stop loss out even more. And this is essentially, I'm looking for a move that can go all the way up to here or beyond. And you look at that. And then my eyes, it's the same thing. I look at it and I say, oh, this looks like a good sell. M-top zone right here. This would be the fourth touch off this line right here because this is the line I'm looking at. And where's my stop loss go? Right here. It goes right up there at that level. And then you see the buyers got rewarded. The sellers did not. It would be down right now if I held the trade. But that's not how I trade. That's not how we look at it. That's not how I teach you to look at the market. And we're not marrying our trades. But if you look, that's what happened. And that's the move that had happened. And that's what his eyes seen off the same strategy, off the touches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's seen that level right there. I'm at a later place. I'm like, oh, okay, there's another touch. This is fourth touch right here. I'm going to sell right here. This is a prime example that the buyers were there as far as winners go, as far as the 3-to-1, as far as paying someone out, instead of the sellers. The buyers won that market. And so it's not that because I have more money than him that I'm supposed to be right, that because I'm here at this place or because I'm doing whatever is I'm supposed to make more. No, it's about all comes down to, what do I tell you guys? The market doesn't give a damn about who you are, how many trades you want in a row, how much money that you have, all those different things. It's not focused on the different things that happen in your life or your status or your name or anything like that. It's all about who has the most money. And in that period of time, you see the risk to reward was there. Look how the reward happened. The 3-to-1 was there and beyond. Same thing was there for myself as well. But there was more buyers in the market at the time than there were sellers. You see that? There's more strength in the market in that. And it's an important lesson because some of you guys will let what I say about my trades, about the trades that I'm in, when I say, I wouldn't personally do that, but I can see why you did it. You'll be like, oh, well, Johnny Uchiha is not going to do it. I just wanted to say that. But JDR, he's not gonna take the trade, so I'm gonna take out my trade. No, just because I'm not gonna do it. There's just something that I don't personally like about it. It's whatever in the moment of my mind, my eyes, what I see, and all that kind of stuff. It's just something that I don't like at the time. But you can feel it. You can feel connected to it. You can see it and say, oh, okay, I really like this setup, and take the trade. And as long as you follow the system and that 3-to-1 ratio or beyond is there, then all you got to do is just see what the market does. Because there's people that see the same thing you are, and that person could be the person that tilts the market in your favor. And that's what I know and I understand about the market. So when you look at that, when you see that, that's just a quick example of me pointing something out. So when you look back at, this specific trade and kind of what I showed you guys here, And you see this, buyers, 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 and guess what? The market's back there again. But you have to take into consideration, yes, there is a selling zone here. Yes, there's an M top there. Yes, there's a potential head and shoulders. Yes, there's that too, but guess what? What's the flip side of it? Oh, hold up. This is the big weekly and daily and selling range, and hold on. The market's starting to hold above this range right here. We might get a turn of the tide. Even though all these selling things are up there, we might get a turn of the tide. So then you got to ask yourself the right questions. Where do I enter the market to give me the highest probability chance to create a profit? Okay, well, this is a buying zone right here. This is a selling zone, but now the market's holding above, so this is now switching into a buying zone. Okay, well, it seems like buyers like this area here, they like this area here. Okay, and then for some whatever reason, there seems to be more buyers engaged right there. Okay, so guess what? Now you know where the other buyers are at right now. And so you either are entering right here, throwing your stop loss below here, or you are entering down here and keeping your stop loss below that line right there. And then whatever happens at this moment, it's up to the market, you see? That's the thing, because you have to trust and know that your edge is going to make you money consistently over time. That's what you have to make sure that you know. Your confidence can't go away in the market. If your confidence goes away, then what do you really have? Then you're just scared. If your money, if you not having money in your trading account is stopping you from being able to trade or being able to make money, then this probably isn't for you. Especially if you've been on this journey for months and years and that's going to stop you, then it's probably not for you. And if you're constantly blowing your account and losing your money and not making money, then I can tell you right now, then that's because of you and the person that you are. Because the things that I'm giving you and what I'm telling you is exactly word for word what it is that you need in order to be successful in this market, in order for you to actually make money, the different things that I'm giving you and the knowledge that I'm giving you. So when you look at gold and you look at the setup, now you have the zone. Now you have the areas in which you understand where buyers are. You now get it. Now it's just up to where the market is going to go at this point. Because if you look at this and you see this, the market's never held above this zone for over a week. It hasn't. I mean, it did the little pop up right there and then it eventually went down. But you can see, and if you look at the daily buyers there, you look at where price is at right now. You can see that if I pull it off, price is starting to hook back up into a buying zone there. You can see that if you just pay attention to this line right here, this is where daily buyers get involved. You can see that. I don't want that. There you go, right there. Can you see that? That could be the next takeoff point. I'm gonna delete this line right here. That one's not so much of important. But yeah, that's the line. And these are things that you have to be able to tell and you have to be able to read, right? You have to be able to see these things, identify these things, and be like, oh, okay, so this is where the buyers are. Oh, okay, this is where the sellers are. And then some of you guys might be selling right here, and some of you guys might be buying. Who's gonna win? And then the person who wins, are you going to hold your trade long enough to where the probabilities and the numbers match up with your previous losses? Are you just holding it just enough to get by and just enough to make back your loss and to get out? Or are you following an entry exit strategy and a system? And when you're doing it, actually making the money and making it up 2 times the amount, 3 times the amount. Because the thing is, the probabilities, they have to play out over time, guys. That's what it is. So I'm teaching you how to play this out over time and actually make the kind of money that you want. It's going to take that consistency of taking the right trades over and over again and following the system. And another thing that I want to add is when you're trading, right? Please understand, and I'm going to put this in my videos, but I'm going to say it right now because I know some of you guys struggle with taking the trades that follow the system. If you're going to trade a 3-touch system, trade the 3-touch system. Don't go in and trade with, oh, I'm going to go and do a M top. So, like, don't go in and be like, I'm going to trade this M top here. I'm going to go in and I'm going to trade, this Fibonacci strategy with this. No, like you want to trade the 3-touch system. You want to trade the support and the resistance. There's other things that are going to match up, and yes, they lead to reversal. And there's many different things that lead to market reversal. But you have to understand that the chances, the probability chances of doing it, right? What it actually looks like. An M top might work 40% of the time. But when someone is trading the M top, they're just trading the M top. And they're trading that 40% of the time that it works. When that 40% of the time it goes their way, they have an entry exit strategy that once it goes to this level right here, this is where they're going to get out at. And once it goes to this point right here, they're getting out at that level every single time, right? For instance, if you think about the 3-touch rule, I say 3-touch to infinity. Touch 1, rise. Touch 2, rise. Touch 3, buy. There's the move. I'm saying 3 to 1 minimally. I'm getting out, and then I'll ride the rest of the move until as it keeps paying me. Then it comes back down again. I buy it again. But see, if I lose on the 4th touch, then I might have made 3. Let's just say I made 3 to 1 on that one. Let's just say I take it out of 3 to 1 every time. Okay, I only lose 1 of the 3, so I'm still 2 up. So what happens if I wait on another 3 touch again? What happens if I wait on another 3 touch again? In the market, it can be anywhere. I say stay with the monthly, weekly, daily, and then trade entries off of the hourly, right? Because it's easier to see, and you get more buildup of price because you can start to see where more immediate buyers and immediate sellers are. But when I go in and I trade the 3-touch rule system, okay, if the next trade I get, say it goes 3 to 1 again, well, I make my 3, and now I'm up 5 to 1 of the 1 that I lost. So I was originally up 6, or I was originally up 3, then I could potentially be up a total of 6, but I'm up 5 to 1. And so then say the next trade, the trend continues. Say I'm a 50% winner on a 3 to 1 touch. Then I am literally going to make 180%. I'm going to make 18 to 1. That's what I'm going to be up. 18 to 1. Let's just not even use percentages. I'm going to be up 18 to the 5. Are you winning? Right? You're not perfect, but are you winning? Are you ahead? Yes. So when you do that, now all of a sudden you have a system. Now just watch the results start to feed in. One example, he doesn't even get on the elite webinars, is Zay in the group. He's always posting about the fib marriages. I told him he would love, he's a fib trader. I said, you will absolutely love my Fibonacci strategy because of the fib marriages that I do. All he does is use fib marriages, doesn't use anything else, just fib marriages. Fib marriages, that's his price action, and then he uses like 2 indicators that like SMA crosses. And all he does is fib marriages. Doesn't do anything else. Constantly pulling money from the market, right? Constantly pulls money from the market. Some of you guys have your own little sauce, and you might want to use the fibs, you might want to use support and resistance, you might want to do all that stuff, anything. And that's what my academy, that when I release the new one, it's going to be a combination of different things, and I'm going to break this stuff down even deeper of everything about the entry exit strategies with different strategies, because there's so many different ones. But you guys have different things that but many of you are trying to use too much. Like, oh, this looks like a good buy. Oh, this looks like a good sell. Oh, this looks like this. But you look at it and you're like, I want to take this off the fib this time. I want to take this off the double bottom that I see. I want to take this off the candlestick patterns, right? And what you're doing is Well, what happens if you're a 50% winner in all trades on all systems? Let's say all systems is a 50% winner. That means you have a 50-50 chance that if you get that trade right and you follow and you actually follow and it actually goes 3-1. That's the thing, it's got to go 3-1. All of you guys are starting to figure out all trades don't go 3-1. There's a system in play that you have to understand about that too with the entry exit strategy. That means you have a 50% chance of getting the trade right where it does not go against you. Then the percentage of chance of it going 3-1, you now have to take that number into consideration if it's going to go your way 3-1. So what you're doing is you're bouncing around all these different strategies, all these different systems. It'd just be like if you bounced around to different academies, like doing different things like that, and learning all these different trading strategies and trying to use it in this point, in this point, in this area, this area, this area, this area, this area. But it's a system. It's a trading strategy. So it's like it's built for this pair. It's built for this this market. It's built for these different things. And when it's built for all those different things, and you try to go and use it on this, this, and this, you're using a system that's not looking to give you the results that you're seeking because the system is designed for something else, right? It's like if you go and you got a system of that you're fishing and you're going to fish, and that system is designed for you to go fish, but you want to go and catch birds with it. Like that doesn't even make any sense. So you're trying to use a system that is designed to catch a fish, but you're trying to catch birds with it. It doesn't work. And I see that with certain people because you're not sticking to what the system is designed for, right? It's in certain markets, certain tools are used. For instance, when you're using a trending market, fibs are great in trending markets. They're not great in consolidation because there's not a trend to actually depict of where price is at. It's consolidating. So you want to use a consolidation strategy whenever you're trading into consolidation. And it's like in certain give you an example of a forex pair. If you want to catch 200 pips a day, or if you want to catch a lot of pips in a week, you're probably not going to trade AUD USD and NZD USD. They're two of the slowest moving pairs in the market. You're probably going to want to go for like gold, silver, or a indice, because they are going to give you the kind of moves that you want as far as pips go, if that's what you're doing, right? If you want to trade a steady pair, like an easy moving pair, you're probably going to want to go and trade NZD USD and AUD USD, because they're steady, moving, slow, small stop losses, and sometimes when they move a lot. They move really fast. So when you're doing these are things that you also have to understand about trading. And I put these things out there. I talk about these things, but it's not to the point until it really hits you. Or do you really grasp like, oh, okay, so this is why this hasn't really been working for me. This is why these things haven't really been going on. So those things are very important. And that's why I tell you guys are going to love my new academy, because I have those videos are from 2018. But I have so much more knowledge now since 2018. And you guys are getting my knowledge that I have now in the Elite Zone. That's what you're paying for. And then when I put these videos out, I'm going to put these things in a recorded format to where you can listen to them over and over again. And you're going to have that stuff to where you can have, and it's going to give you so much information as to what it is that you really need to just truly be successful and to make money in this market. So those are some of the things that I wanted to share and I wanted to talk about. Because, I mean, there's different pairs and there's different things, that I've looked at and stuff like USD CAD is really nice. It's setting up for a sell stop zone and building up for a buy as well. I mean, it's doing the same thing. It's the denial off that level. Double bottom traders are getting engaged off of that level. That's touch number 1. This would be touch number 2. This would mean that if you weren't a 3-touch trader, you wouldn't even be looking at this. You wouldn't even be paying attention to this because it's not 3-touch. It's not even a confirmed second touch. So you wouldn't even be sitting here looking at this. You see what I mean whenever I say like you wouldn't even be taking the trade? Like you wouldn't even be looking, you'd be like, oh, okay, it's not right yet. It's not set up yet. But as a double bottom trader and someone strictly trading on double bottoms, they're like, this is my area. They're following their system right now, guys. Why do you think that off this hourly chart, there's been hours of buildup right here? The market is collecting orders to see who is going to win this battle. And it's doing it again, even off of the hourly. Touches right there, comes up, creates the neckline. There's a double bottom right there. Boom. The traders are getting in right there. They're placing their stop losses under here. The market is battling now, guys. That's what it's doing. You have support and resistance traders that, what do you think that they did off of this level right here? 3 touch traders. What do you think happened right there? Touch 1, drop. Touch 2, drop. Touch 3, selling it. Touch 4, selling. Either you got in right there or you got in right here. I know some of you guys ate off this. I seen your screenshots of the sales that you did, and your stop loss was right above there. And guess what? You got rewarded for doing that. This was your stop. You followed the rules perfectly. Do you see how the system plays out? You're like, okay, I'm going to place my stop loss right above the zone. You can see that 493, and you look right there, 529. Usually, I say 10 pips or more above these zones are perfect. You can look at that. Stop loss almost got hit. I know there's people on the webinar who made money off this. I know it, and this is the zone that you were looking at right here off of the level. And even if you would have sold it right here off this zone, touch here, touch here, touch here, touch here, and the market flies up, you lose on this sell right here. You win on this one. Look at the difference. This is what I talk about when I say 3 touch rule. You sell it right here, guys. You're selling it here. You're doing a stop loss. You're placing it above the zone. There's your 3 to 1. It goes right to there. That's a 4 to 1 trade right there. You lose that trade. And let's just say you take the sell off this level right here. You take the sell off that level. You place your stop loss right here. This would be like a 30 pip stop loss, 35 pip stop loss up there. You place your trade right there, and you get what? You get rewarded. And look at what happens. You're still getting rewarded for it. 6 to 1. Look at this. Look at that. And look at this zone right here. It comes back into the selling zone. You see that? How crazy is that? It comes back into that selling zone. And you see, and I know a few of you guys were selling USD CAD right here. This is just why I was saying this. Sold it there, 3 to 1 trade. You make your 3 to 1, or say you make 2 to 1 because you put your stop loss 5% of profit, or whatever, you make your 2 to 1. You lose 1 here. You're still up 1. You sell here. You're up 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 1 off this trade, and you get rewarded for doing that. As a 3 touch trader and doing that, are you taking a buy right here? No, that's touch 1. This is not even a confirmed touch 2. But if price goes up and does this, then if it comes back down there, are you taking a buy there? Of course. It's not even a question at that point. There's no question anymore. Am I taking a buy right here? Of course I'm taking a buy right there. I'm up in my trades. I'm up 7 to 1. I'm up 4 to 1. I'm up 5 to 1 off of doing the 3 touch rule. Of course I'm taking a trade. What's the worst going to happen? I'm going to lose 1 to 1. And then I'm up 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1 still, 6 to 1. You guys now see the numbers game that I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about now whenever I'm talking about the numbers game. This is all I'm talking about. These are all the things that I'm talking about here. So it's these things that I'm talking about that you guys got to see, that you got to understand that's going on right now. So these are all the things that are going to help you guys take yourself to the next level. All of these are. So now what I want to do, since I dropped those gems, I want to open it up for questions. Anybody has questions over the things that I just talked about, now is the time to ask. First I'm going to say, does anybody have questions over what I just said?
Yeah, going back to gold, as you head up, trying to find the next good entrance price. I mean, I'm looking at maybe a sell limit at about 17.99. But what do you think?
A sell limit at You said a sell limit at 1777.
No, 1799. If you pull up your 4 hour back on the gold chart,
1799.
more or less, yeah.
Why higher than the previous high?
Well, because what I see on the 4 hour chart, if you draw a line, we've had a touch at a resistance line. The first time was at 1789, and then again around 1793, and again around 1796.
So you're doing like you said 1790. So are you going
Yeah,
this? Are you going this
basically,
way?
if you, yeah, basically, if you, yeah, exactly, right, yeah.
Okay.
So trying to capitalize on that resistance line right there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, understand. Here's the thing, though. You're gonna run into a resistance here first. So you got to break down your zones of entry to where when you're doing it, you're seeing the zone. So right now, you got to work. Right now, it's not what zone. So question that you ask yourself: which selling zone comes first? This one or that one?
Well, the lower one.
Okay. Then you got to ask yourself: is this a part? So what I'm assuming, what it seems like you're saying is you're doing a 3-touch setup, right? You're trading more of a 3-touch rule, support and resistance is your how you're doing it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. So now you got to ask yourself, does does this setup right here follow a 3-touch strategy, or does this setup follow a 3-touch strategy? And this is not a trick question.
Well, I mean, if it did get back to the top line, then that would be the third touch, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so if it came to this line first, which is what it has to do, if it gets to this line, is this a 3-touch strategy?
It is. Yeah.
So now go back to that question that I asked you the first time. Which one comes first?
Right where you have that green box drawn there.
So which one are you going to take first?
The one in the green box.
Right. See how easy that is, bro? It's that easy.
Okay. All right. See, that's why I like to ask.
You said what?
That's the reason why right there why I like to ask.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And see how easy that is. And now you just got to get your stop loss parameters and be like, all right, well, if I did a 50 pip stop loss, right? And I sold it dead center in the middle because this is where all the market reverses at, would that 50 pip stop loss work for me at a 3-to-1 zone? And you look at that and you say, yes, it does, right? See how it goes there. It touches here, even though it hits a couple times here, that's a little M top, and then it drops there, it works. And then see how if you pull it over to here, it does the same thing. See how that works?
Yes, I do.
Yep. And then now you pull it over here, and you're like, if it just shot up from 1780 to 1796, would I take that trade? And then you got to say, would I have this order pending or an alert or something sitting right there? Yes or no?
Yeah, generally that's what I do. I have something pending, and then I just leave and forget about it.
Exactly. So that's it. And so that's your first selling zone. If it breaks it, you follow the same logic. If you pull this over to here and you look at, okay, would that 50 pip stop loss work on this? Does it hit it? No. Does it go to this? Yes. All right, well, let me do the same thing. Does it hit it? No. Does it go to here? Yes. So then the next thing is, where's your zone of where you're going to take a trade? That's it. Boom, right there. That's the zone right there. So if it breaks this, you're not like, oh, I'm going to sell right here because it's a little higher. You're going to be like, nope, I'm following my entry exit strategy, and I'm waiting on price to get right there. You see how that works now?
Yeah, in that case, I think that's where I'm going to be putting my my sell limit, right where you have that green box drawn.
And that's it. That's all it is. And I'm going to be right there with you in selling that. And we're both going to make money if it goes in our direction.
Sounds good, man. We'll find out what happens.
That's what we'll do. And that's all it is. I mean, that's looking off the hourly and the 4 hour, because you never know when the market is going to reverse or trend continue or anything. But what you do know is where the market is telling you a stop loss is, where the market is showing you reversal. You can see that. And that's all this is. This webinar should have been major to some of you guys who've been struggling with figuring out trades, and figuring out what works, because it's that you got to ask yourself the right question. You want an answer, but you don't even know the right question to ask. So now you're getting to this point where you guys are like, you're struggling with trading, but you're just struggling with the questions and the answers that you're seeking, and you're not sure at where to go. And all it comes down to is just the simple stuff that I just gave you guys. Literally that simple. And Nick asked some great questions on the webinar, and I know a lot of you guys don't want to talk or say anything, which is perfectly fine. And I know some of you guys will call me and want to have a conversation with me. It's perfectly fine. I don't really care. It's whatever you want to do. But these are the things that you got to follow in order to make money. You can't bounce around from this strategy to this strategy to this strategy to strategy, because you got to think, no strategy has a 100% win ratio. Even the people in IML, guys. I just had to say that. But even they're 90% win ratio, right? So no strategy has a 90 or has a 100% risk to reward, like 100% win ratio. So if nothing has a 100% win ratio, that means that there is no holy grail of just everything goes your way. Because if that's the case, forex, no trading would exist, because everybody would do the same thing. It would be oversaturated, and then there would be no other system, nothing else. It's just that. So you have to understand, you have to be happy about the drawdown and about the market not going in your favor. Because if it doesn't go in your favor, or if it goes against you, right? I'm sorry, I meant going against you, then when that happens, somebody else is winning and somebody else is going to come back to play the game. If you ever play video games, you don't want to play somebody that beats you all the time. That's no fun. It's like I keep losing all the time. And it's like there's nothing you can do, because how are you ever going to win, right? And so this game in the market, when you're doing it, you're not going to win all the time, and you're not going to lose all the time. The only possible physical, mental, and emotional way that you are going to lose in this market is if in your mind you lose. That's it. And you physically do things to yourself, you emotionally do things to yourself, you mentally do things. It's going to be in your mind. If you go in, I don't care if you made $100 million and you still kept that $100 million, and all of this is just money right there on your account. It's not liquidated in your bank account and in your hands or anything like that. And then you go place another trade and you risk 100% of the account and you lose all 100 million. Guess what? You don't have 100 million anymore. You got zero, or however much the broker margins you out with. So when you're doing these things, these are the systems and the things that you guys got to follow to be successful, guys. That's what it is. Shit, I feel like I learned something today from my own teaching. I'm over here like, God dang, I threw them out there today. I threw them out there. I think it's because I've been training with Madara. Madara came back, so I've been training with him, and Itachi, he came back too. So we've been on it. I've been on the grind. So I feel like I done leveled up again to a new level. But yeah, does anybody else have any other questions or anything? Oh, hey, before anybody says anything, make sure you read what I posted in the group chat about the video about the testimony. I'm not gonna. It's on May the 15th or 16th or whenever, because I have to give my website designer enough time to integrate the new videos in the front office, in the interface of the website. So if you care about growing visual prowess even more, and you care about getting or helping people, or even helping me, then please follow or do the testimony so I can upload it. It can be 30 seconds. It can be I don't Please don't make it 30 minutes long. That's a long that's like we need to go and have a damn podcast. But like, if you want to make it like 5 minutes long or something, um, and you want to go into D or 10 minutes long or something, people need to see those kind of things, because the industry that we're in is very scammy and takes advantage of people, right? And you guys know this, so they need to hear from people who are actually in the fire, who are actually in the trenches of learning these things, from someone who's already successful and already living the life. How is he teaching other people how to make money, or how to unlock, or how to let go, or how to transcend from where they're at right now, right? And that's what it is giving that back to people that they need to hear, right? That's it. That's all I ask for, is that. You guys know I don't ask anything else. I don't care about all the other stuff. I'll handle all the other things, and everything else will happen on its own timing. I'll handle the marketing with all the stuff, and pay the people who need to be paid to do the marketing. But it's just a simple video that will go a long way with a lot of people, because I have a lot of people watching, and I have a lot of people that I want to help out, and I want to grow and continue to grow and continue to help out and go to the next level. And we need this thing maxed out. There's only 151 people that can get on, which I'm not going to let 151 people that are going to be on, because I only want 100, because dealing with another 80 people that I would constantly talk to all the time, that's going to be a lot. And I still like my free time, and I don't even want to call it free time. I just like my time. So I like to be able to do what I want to do. But this is a part of what I enjoy doing, is getting on here and doing these kind of things. So, you know, May the 16th is going to be the last time I can really, put new videos and put new stuff on, because there's going to be um, things that they have to do on their end that they're gonna have to put in. So those YouTube videos, making those testimonies off your iPhone, your Samsung, off your computer, whatever. Like I said, it'll go a long way. And all you have to do is just send a link. And like I said, just make it genuine. You don't have to. I don't care if you've made $10,000 million or if you've made no money. It's all about the experiences and the way things have been with you in this, and make it genuine. I do not care if it's not the most positive thing, or if it's the most positive thing in the world. I want to make it authentic and honest, because I want to reach the kind of people that a lot of you guys are, and that I've come to know, because I really enjoy the relationships I have with you guys and the people that you are. And whenever we get to hang out, it's always fun. So, and some of you guys I haven't met, when we hang out, trust me, it's going to be fun. But yeah, I wanted to add that in there real quick while it was on my mind, because I just sent that in the group. And then, like I said, all you got to do is just send me the YouTube link. That's it. And I just send it straight off to them. That's all I do. But Jose, you want to look at RJPY? Well, I'm over here typing in Jose. Jose? Like Captain.
What's up?
No, I was over here typing in Jose. What you got for me on RJPY? You done bought all the way down here at the tip of this John Wick right here?
No, I'm on the cell.
So what's up? Sell?
Yeah.
You looking at a little selly?
Yeah.
Off 3 touch rule?
Yep.
So you got look at this. 3-touch daily and weekly buyers, boom, boom, and boom. Keep that in mind. And now you're pretty much looking at the risk to reward
That
now.
exactly that area.
Yep. And so now you got to ask yourself the question. The risk to reward questions are this now. So that's off the bigger zone. So I'll just say about right here would be your zone. I would just do that. And then now you're pretty much going to this zone here. This is here. This is your zone here. And now you got to ask yourself did you sell it already?
Yes, sir.
Would you sell it at 84, like 4 or something?
451.
So you're cold. Bet. All right. So you're in visual prowess. So stop loss, you did what? 30, 40 pip stop loss? 30,
30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got the difference between this wick and your stop loss is a nutsack hair. So that's the only thing you got to deal with there. That's going to be close. So now the risk to reward is 3 to 1. So yeah, I mean, it's there. The risk to reward's there. The buyers are built up off this zone, especially if you sold at that wick there. Now and I will say this right now. If this thing goes in your favor, you're gonna have to make sure that you exit some of your position right here off this line, because no matter, even though this is to right, here, bro, and this is your zone. Regardless, this is where your exit is telling you a 3 to 1 risk to reward is. Little bit below that. This is regardless, your risk to reward is telling you that your exit is right here. You're gonna have to, only thing now that you got to do, you've already entered the trade. Now, if it comes back up to your entry again, oh well, it's still building up orders. Now, if it comes down to your level, you got to make sure you liquidate half your position, move the stop loss and profit of the 1 to 1, like I always talk about. And then
Hmm.
you got to look at, okay, now I got to say, well, if price is doing that there, then I got to make sure that on the flip side of this, I'm longing this position right here. That's it. That's all you're doing now. You're long in
Yeah,
that
I having
position.
alarm on it.
Huh?
I having alarm on it. So once it goes off, I'm gonna get out of it and I'm gonna put it on buy.
You said once it goes there, what is hard to hear you?
Once it goes in that line that you have right there, the white one, I having alarm on it. So once it goes off, I get off of this trade and I'm gonna put a buy.
Okay, yeah. Got you. I mean, you can exit the full position if you want, because 3 to 1 is all you need essentially for the consistency over time. Or
Hmm.
you can hold, half the position, and maybe when it comes down to this line right here, if it does, you're going to be at 4.6 to 1. So you'd basically be up on your other position 22%, or uh, 2.2 to 1. You can half that position, and you can have a total of almost 3 to 1, and then you have another 1.5 running, and then you can let that run, and then you buy here. So it's just a numbers game. This is where now you're just at that point in trading where everything is a numbers game. You understand the reversal system, you understand the strategy. Now it's just about, okay, well, I just got to follow the system. That's all it is. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yep. Ah! I had to stretch. People probably think I'm yelling at them out there on the beach. They're like, what is going on? Is someone all right? Are you okay, sir? But yeah, is that you good there?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Bet. Anybody else got any other tings for the boy? No? Alrighty then. Well, hopefully this was a great one for you guys, and you guys leveled up um, off this webinar. I reminded myself of some things on this webinar. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. It's always good. Every time I don't trade and I don't look at the markets, I come like for like a couple of days, or that's why I always literally don't even look at the markets on the weekends. And I take that break on Christmas. It's a um, great mental break to step away of, because of course you're still in your mind. We're still human. We're not all the way enlightened beyond the next level. Um, so of course, I still have the mental struggles where I get annoyed with being up 5+ figures on trades, and having to be like, well, that thing went all the way back to break even, and those kind of things, or the market not going in my direction at certain times because of course I wanted to, because of my ego, because we all have an ego at the end of the day. It's just about how we can learn to control it, to live with it, and to thrive with it. So those things all come up. All the stuff that you guys deal with, I deal with, right? I'm just better at certain things than some of you guys, and then you guys are better at certain things than I am. It's just where we're at in our chapters in our life. And the more and more that we get better at being better at the things that we're great at and letting go of the things that don't serve us a purpose, the further and further that we're going to go with all this. And that's just how it is. So, yeah, guys, you guys have a blessed night. We should be fine to do the webinar on Thursday. If not, I'll let you know. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon right here. Beautiful sunny day. So I'll let you guys know if anything changes about all that. So anybody has questions, text me, hit me up, and we're good. Um, look forward to having a prosperous week this week if the market gives us that. Appreciate you guys as always. Everybody who wants to do the testimony, please just do it before the 16th of May. That's all I ask. And we're lit. I'm gonna be on the webinar. I'm gonna remind you guys, but I'm not gonna like personally text anybody. It's in the group, it's in the chat. You guys see it. Those who want to do it will do it. But all right, y'all. Any questions? Hit me up. I got you. If not, have a blessed one. Have a great one. I'm outie. See you guys later.